Warning: Alan and JJ Johnson are not professional comedians. During this program, you will be exposed to unfiltered dad jokes in their most potent and raw form, dads telling them to each other. Watching this video may lead to serious physical harm, including facepalm concussions, head-shaking whiplash, and uncontrollable groaning. Proceed at your own risk.
Hey everybody, I'm Alan.
And I'm JJ.
And this is Two Dads and a Joke, where we give you a 6-pack of dad jokes and a shot of parenting advice. And right now on the parenting advice, we're working through the Proverbs. We're talking about wisdom. But, you know, one of the things about the Bible, I don't know if you realize this, but a lot of it was written, or at least, you know, from a geographic perspective, was in the desert. Did you know that? So what do you call a snowman in the middle of the desert?
I have no idea what.
A puddle.
All right, Alan. That one.
That was a good one. You didn't see that coming.
Goes back to our common sense of last week.
Yeah, it's common sense. Common sense.
And I lacked it just then.
You did. So. It was the obvious answer is the answer to the dad joke.
That's right. So, hey, we're everywhere on social media. You know, Instagram, Facebook, and we're on Twitter. And I got to thinking about Twitter the other day and birds and things like that. And you know what? Mm-hmm. You know what you give a sick bird?
What do you give a sick bird?
Tweetment.
Tweetment for his terminal illness? Is that like when you find the bird in the... I got a picture somewhere of a bird in the airline terminal. We could have put that all together if we planned these.
We should.
Just so you know, folks, we don't plan the jokes together. We just go put them together and see what happens. And so you're seeing our first time hearing this stuff just like you, and it's as bad as you think it is. But you know what's not bad? We actually are pretty decent at writing books. And so I have the book Light of Mine that's out there. JJ has Iggy and Oz and the Plastic Dinos of Doom. And they're both series that we're actively working on. We got some new stuff coming out here pretty soon. And so you want to check us out on social media, like you said, if you go look at Two Dads and a Joke on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And we also have twodadsandAjoke.com. So you can find us kind of anywhere. But you know what else is on Twitter?
What's that?
At PunmasterSTP is on Twitter. And he's got a good one. What do you need to recompile a program about pasta?
No idea.
The sauce code. Pasta. It doesn't get better than that right there. Thank you, Punmaster STP, for making Two Dads and a Joke that much funnier.
That's right. So, you know, we're talking about wisdom. And one of the biggest pieces of wisdom my grandpa ever gave me was an apple a day keeps, the doctor away. And so I asked my dad that one time. I said, Dad, does the apple a day really keep the doctor away? And you know what he said? He says it does if you have good aim.
What's that?
I don't know.
Wisdom, right?
Wisdom, man. Maybe we should move on to wisdom.
Well, you think about that. There's some things you can only know from experience. So I used to have this little dog.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but it's like cold and snowy here now. Like, we've had a lot of snow. And when I was a kid, we'd take this little dog out in the snow with us. But it had really long fur. It had long fur, and it would run down the road and slowly accumulate snow onto the fur on its back legs, and its legs would, like, lock up so it couldn't move them. It would just kind of bounce and bounce and bounce. And it was just the oddest breed of dog. Do you know what kind of dog that was?
I'm trying to think, but I have no idea.
It was a chili dog.
That's so bad, man.
It was cold, it was frozen. I don't know. That was bad.
I thought
don't know
going somewhere.
That can only be a dad joke. Because, I know that it doesn't necessarily fit into wiseness, what we've been talking about here with our jokes, but that's kind of the point. We have a lot of fun. We don't want to take ourselves too seriously, and I think that's one thing I did learn about from my dad was he never took himself too seriously. I mean, there were times when he'd kind of come down, and if he was reading scripture, there was something to be said. And so we're talking about today Proverbs 2, 9, and 10. So I'm going to read that off. Then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity, every good path. For wisdom will come into your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. And I think that to me, what stood out in this is that knowledge is pleasant to your soul, that there's a satisfaction and a peace that comes when you've got God's knowledge. So, JJ, as you were reading this, where did that take you? What were you thinking?
Well, one of the a different translation basically says there at the end of 10, it says, "And knowledge will fill you with joy." We spend a lot of time in life really working hard at our jobs. To do what we can to provide for our families, to do what we can to pay a mortgage, doing everything we can to live a comfortable, happy, and enjoying life. But you, as well as I know, that, those things take time. And being a dad takes time. And the next thing you know, that we're not having a lot of time to seek God out. And I think one of the things that we tend to do is if we could take that time that we spend diligently, doing our jobs and things like that, and really seeking Him out and applying and learning wisdom, then we will be able to find this incredible joy that knowing God and knowing His Word can absolutely bring us to our lives. There's that old saying that says, the chief end of man is to know God and enjoy Him forever. And I think that's really, really true, because part of the Christian life, as a believer, our goal is not just to seek out God. And I think I totally said that wrong, that saying wrong, but but it's to enjoy Him. That's the purpose of worship, is to enjoy Him. We enjoy Him, and studying His Word, taking the time to dive in deep and just seek out things to fill our lives with the proper wisdom, to make the right choices when the time comes, and to pass that knowledge on to our kids, is something that should just completely fill us with joy. Because honestly, when it comes to life's greatest challenge, we really have all the answers right here in our fingertips. We may not always understand everything, but we have enjoyment knowing that He is always there for us. And I just love the way the entire passage of Scripture here is really talking about the benefits of wisdom. And joy is one of the greatest benefits of wisdom.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's one thing as a parent, when you see your kids get it, when they have that aha moment, like you get out of a church service and they say, XYZ, whatever that was, and they see the wisdom of it. Or maybe they've come back from a youth retreat or a summer camp or a mission trip or something. They've gone off somewhere and they've come back and they've got a piece about them or a new thing. I mean, for me, one of the God will help you through the tough times is one of the things that the Bible's very obvious in teaching you. And the peace that comes with that. I can't say enough about sort of instilling the values and sharing the wisdom of the Bible with your kids, and because there are going to be these aha moments where you can just see that peace and that joy on their face, because they get it. They've had an experience. They've had something happen in their life, and you can watch them walk away from it, and they're like giddy like a rock star, right? Like, yeah. Yes, God is cool, and this great thing happened. And I think from a society perspective, we do a lot of focus on rock stars, famous people, and that sort of stuff. When really there's a lot more peace to be had in the wisdom of the Bible. Rock stars, it ain't all that, right? Like when you're on stage, it's hot, there's lights. And it takes a lot of work to get to be actually physically cool when you're a rock star. Did you know that? Like
I think
they
so.
got to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it's yeah.
It's hot. So do you know how they stay cool?
How?
They sit in front of their fan mail.
Okay.
Didn't get better than that, folks. That's all I'm saying.
You can't. So, hey, we're almost to springtime, at least here in Oklahoma.
I got snow outside. I don't know what we're talking about.
Hey, we had snow last week, but I mean, it's still cold here, but we're getting close to spring here in the next few weeks, And in Oklahoma, you know what comes with spring? Tornadoes and storms and rain and all sorts of things. And, it'll be wall-to-wall coverage from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. if there's dangerous, severe weather out. The weatherman's on all night. You can't watch anything else. And so, do you know what we call dangerous precipitation here in Oklahoma?
What do you call dangerous precipitation?
A rain of terror.
Oh, wow.
I think that's it.
The reign of terror. I think our reign of terrible jokes is at an end for today. So we'll see y'all later, folks.
See ya.